Hard conversations only get harder if we put them off. Does this sound familiar? I've got this person on my team and I've got to have a hard conversation with them and I just don't know what to do. I don't feel good about it. I'll put it off. 75% of the leaders that attend our Be a Great Coach programs show up with a coaching topic in mind. And that coaching topic is having a hard performance conversation with one of their team members. And so you're not alone. If you're putting off a hard performance conversation, you're not alone. So let's talk about that, right? Because these direct conversations that in our minds we think, oh, this is going to be really hard. It's because there's an emotional charge to what we want to communicate, and it's uncomfortable when we think about having that conversation. We need to figure out how to contain that emotional charge and engage in those hard conversations, because they only get harder if we put them off. So if you see something that you think, oh man, I need to say something about that, you need to do something, right? Don't avoid it. Don't put it off. And there are three things that can help us to frame those really what we think in our minds are hard conversations. The first is you're showing up to help the person, right? Remind yourself that you're sharing this information, you're having this conversation because you want to help them, that there's something that they're doing that is hindering their performance. They're getting in their own way. So you show up as a coach, not as a critic, right? The critic is showing up to vent at someone. You did something, I didn't like it, and I'm going to tell you that I didn't like it. And that's not constructive feedback. That's just, you're gonna feel better because you told the person you did something I didn't like. Versus showing up as a coach where I wanna understand what you're trying to achieve, and I wanna give you some feedback about how you actually might be holding yourself back here. Secondly, be concrete, right? Tie the behavior that you observed to the impact on you or on team dynamics, right? So you want to be really concrete as you're thinking about this hard conversation. I'm showing up to coach you, and I want to share with you an observation I have about a behavior that you engaged in that might be counterproductive. Thirdly, be clear. Design the hard conversation so that you're showing up and you're communicating with clarity the change that you expect to see and when you hope to see that by, right? That the team member who's in this conversation with you, they're not a mind reader, so you need to say it out loud. Here's what I saw, right? The being concrete part, here's what I saw you do. It's not very productive. Maybe you want to make a shift. And now I'm going to be really clear. Here's the shift I expect you to make. And that's helpful to the person. And then lastly, you're the coach, so you would ask also, how can I help, right? So you're showing up as a coach, you're being concrete, here's the behavior, here's the impact, and you're being clear about the expected shift that you want to see. Gallup tells us through their research that employees who get feedback on a regular basis are over 3.5 times more likely to be engaged than those who don't. So we want to get better at leaning into these hard conversations, right? Let's not avoid hard conversations, because hard conversations now prevent harder conversations later. Time doesn't fix anything when it comes to having these hard conversations. It can only make it worse. We can't wait, we can't hope, we can't defer it, we can't build a workaround, cross our fingers and hope that the problem's just gonna fix itself. As the leader of the team, you have to, have the conversation, say something, do something. Because that bad behavior by one person is impacting not just their performance, but it's probably impacting the performance of the whole team. So let's have these hard conversations, let's not avoid them, and let's help to raise performance for that individual and make the team environment better. We've developed a job aid that has a feedback framework for you. So it's a cheat sheet for you to have design and have these feedback conversations. You can find the link in the comments below. And by the way, while you're there, like our videos, subscribe to our channel, help us grow our community. Let's all get better together.